All right. Time to jump into Lightsworn. Kind of wild how this archetype and deck has gotten so much like reprints and re-releases for stuff. They actually brought back the Realm of Light structure deck, Light of Destruction. It's pretty cool. Kind of wish other archetypes and decks would also get this treatment. Just kind of a nice way to offload some additional stuff like Cyber Dragons would be cool. Go back to like old school Cybernetic Revolution, or Cyber Dragons have 2 structure decks, although one of them is technically a Cyber Dark one, so I guess 1 structure deck and 1.5 if you think about it. But still, both archetypes do go pretty well together. Pretty much how the order of today's stream will go is we'll go over the in-progress deck that we're working on. The 3 structure decks, we'll probably just showcase really one of them and just open up the other 2 just to have, and then we'll go through all the boxes of Light of Destruction at the very end. So without further ado, obviously this is all in progress and subject to change, so not every card you see here is going to be featured in the deck, you know. It's just what we're collecting and then narrowing it down from there. So starting off with the small extra deck we have so far. 2 Minerva Exalt Lightsworn. 2 level 4 monsters. This thing is so cool. Attach a material from this card to send the top 3 cards of deck to grave. Draw cards equal to the number of Lightsworn cards sent by this effect. Destroy by battle or destroy by opponent's card effects. Send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Destroy cards on the field up to the number of Lightsworn cards sent to the graveyard. It's just fantastic. It mills out your deck, draws cards, mills out the deck, then pops cards. Very nice. Enlightenment Dragon. Special summon from the extra deck by banishing the above materials. 1 from field, 1 from grave. Once per turn, quick effect, pay 2,000 life points to banish all of the cards in the field and then the graves. Once per turn during your end phase, send the top 4 cards of the deck to grave. If it's destroyed by opponent's card, add 2 of your banished monsters to hand. 1 Judgment Dragon, 1 Punishment. Special summon both, ignoring summoning conditions. Very terrifying. Definitely running a little bit of a Lightsworn engine just to kind of take advantage of Punishment Dragon, but Enlightenment is just super cool. This is such a fun card to end on. Oh, what's going on, Jason? We have 1 copy of Michael, the Arch Lightsworn, although soon to be like 4 because of the Realm of Light. 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner light monsters. Once per turn, pay 1,000 life points to target and banish a card on the field. When it's destroyed, target any number of other Lightsworn monsters in the grave, shuffle them into deck, gain 300 life points for each returned, and during the end phase, mill the top 3 from deck to grave. Pretty nice. Yeah, definitely a lot of Lightsworns, although we'll showcase a few techs that we're spicing into the deck, but for the most part, again, it's mostly just kind of general assembly of cards, and then we'll kind of whittle down once we get everything fully assembled. 3 Galaxy Soldier, just kind of a nice little consistency card and swarming. Might keep it in the deck, might not, but 3 copies of it isn't bad to have. 2 Celestia Lightsworn Angel. This one was fun. If I ever build an Edison deck, it's definitely going to be based on some of the old school Lightsworn stuff. 3 Lumina. This is just a nice way to revive your Lightsworns from the grave. Jane Lightsworn Paladin. Just a nice little normal summon beatdown card. Star of the lot of the shows, Raiden Hand of the Lightsworn, just a really fantastic level 4 tuner. Being able to mill out, get an attack boost, and then just go into your synchros from there. Lightsworn Warrior. If it's ever sent from deck to grave by the effect of a Lightsworn monster, mill the top 2 from deck to grave, and then draw 1 card for each Lightsworn sent to grave. This is just fantastic. Definitely a 3-up for the deck. Felice Lightsworn Hunter, another really good one. Can't be normal summoned or set, but easily special summoned once you just mill it out. You can also tribute it to pop a monster your opponent controls. 3 Raikou Lightsworn Hunter. Probably not going to make it into the deck, but still pretty cool. Just had to showcase him. Definitely iconic for the time period. Lila, Lightsworn Sorceress. Just had a battle position change to pop spells and traps on the field. Kind of another product of the time, given MST probably being limited. Orcus, Lightsworn Druid. It's a Beast Warrior. Lightsworns can't be targeted by card effects. Kind of nice. Might be a one of. If I don't have a normal summon that I've used, might dedicate it just to that. Shire, Lightsworn Spirit. Gains 300 attack for each Lightsworn in the grave with a different name. So potentially get some like pretty high attack values. Dragonith, Lightsworn Dragon. Also gains attack for each 300 for each different named Lightsworn in the grave. Does piercing damage and also just mills out. Kind of up to preference, Shire in that one. Aaron, Lightsworn Monk. Shuffles defense position monsters back into the deck. So it's a nice counter to stuff such as Super Heavy Samurai. Where's Battles of Legend, Light's Revenge? Wasn't able to get into that set. I'm surprised they didn't reprint stuff for that as well. They reprint Light of Destruction, but not Light's Revenge, I'm afraid. 3 of the man himself, Judgment Dragon. This thing is so cool. Must be special summoned by having 4 or more different named Lightsworns in the grave. You can pay 1,000 life points to destroy all of the cards on the field. Absolute fantastic card. Definitely a 2 or 3 of, in my opinion. A couple of the light ray stuff. Daedalus, Diablos. Basically need a light monster, just light monsters in the grave. Daedalus needs 4 more. Diabolus needs 5 or more. Also needs different names. Daedalus pops field spells and 2 other cards. Diabolus, you can banish a light monster from the grave. Target a site card your opponent controls. Reveal that target. Place it on either the top or bottom of the deck. Interesting. Weiss, Lightsworn Archfiend. Place one other Lightsworn card from hand on top of the deck to special summon it. Then send top 2 cards of deck to grave. If it's sent from deck to grave, target a Lightsworn in the grave, special summon it. It was just a nice way to put your wolves back into the top of the deck and then just mill it out for the free summon. Speaking of wolf, we have 2 copies. Basically, whenever it's sent from deck to grave, special summon it. Very nice. Lightsworn Dragonling. This is just basically a baby version of Judgment Dragon. Have a Lightsworn monster in the grave, special summon it from the hand. If it's special summoned, send a Lightsworn card from deck to grave. If it's sent to the graveyard, add a dragon with 3,000 attack, 2,600 defense from deck to hand. So that's just meant to grab stuff like Punishment Dragon or Judgment Dragon. I'm sure there are a few other targets as well. Lila, Twilight Sworn. So this is all the cool stuff now from like Circuit Break in the Link era. Spell or trap is activated. Banish a Lightsworn from hand or graveyard to target one face-up spell and trap on the field. Pop it. And then, of course, has your usual mill out effect, but that focuses on a lot of banishing stuff. We got our 3 Charge of the Light Brigade. Send the top 3 cards of the deck to grave to add a level 4 lower Lightsworn from deck to hand. It's a nice 3 of. It's a nice reinforcement of the army. Also fills up the grave, so very much happy there. Solar Recharge, Archetypal Pot of Greed. Discard a Lightsworn monster to draw 2. Send the top 2 from deck to grave. Got a few obscure cards here, but again, these will probably just be phased out. Lightsworn Barrier. Target front attacks on the top 2 cards from deck to grave, and then negate the attack. Glorious Illusion. Target a Lightsworn in the grave, special summon in face attack position during each of the end phases. Send the top 2 cards of deck to grave. It's basically a Call of the Haunted, but just mills out additional cards for you. Lightsworn Judgment. Place this card on the top of the deck. If it's sent from deck to grave by a Lightsworn monster effect, add a Judgment Dragon from deck to hand. So before Dragonling, this was just a nice way to get your Judgment Dragon searches off. We actually have 2 of them. Lightsworn Aegis. This is the new trap. Target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Lightsworn monsters you control. Negate their effects until the end of the turn. If it's sent from deck to grave, set this card. Very nice. And then Vanquishing Light. When a monster will be summoned, tribute a Lightsworn to negate the summon and destroy that monster. Very terrifying. You don't get very many, a lot of old school counter traps are kind of niche in what they negate, but it is kind of nice. So you don't see too much summon negation kind of thing. Alright, time to dive into the Realm of Light deck. As mentioned earlier, we'll kind of breeze through the cards in the first one and then just kind of showcase the other two once we're done. Where's the deck? There we go. Did not want to come out for a second. Woo. Hopefully we can open this easy. Okay, cool. It does have that little tab that... Perfect. Some of the decks don't have that little indent in the foiling, so it's harder to peel it off to get to the cards. Another nice little playmat there. Copy of Michael the Arch Lightsworn. Lightsworn Sanctuary. Send a Lightsworn monster from hand to grave to target one other Lightsworn in the grave. Add it to hand. Each time a card is sent from deck to grave, place a shine counter on it. If a Lightsworn monster would be destroyed by a card effect, remove 2 shine counters from your side of the field instead. Very good. Minerva, Lightsworn Maiden. It's normal summons and add a light dragon type monster from deck to hand whose level is less than or equal to the total number of Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard. This card is sent from hand or deck to grave. Send the top card of your deck to graveyard. During each of your end phases, send the top 2 cards of your deck to grave. Okay, so it usually does some milling out of its own, but it does require some setup to get that Judgment Dragon or just any light dragon search off. So it does allow for some splashability. Raiden. Usual, nice boost. Ooh, Alexandrite Dragon. Very shiny. Not a Lightsworn though. Judgment Dragon. Very cool. Graganith. Celestia. It's a nice tribute-focused monster. If you tribute summon it by attributing a Lightsworn, send the top 4 cards of deck to grave to then target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, pop them. Very nice. 2 copies of Jane. 2 copies of Lila. 1 Gareth. 1 Wolf. 1 Aaron. 1 Lumina. Or 2 Lumina, actually. Orcus. Shire. Raikou. Got 2. Honest. Very nice. Diablos. Daedalus. Pylon Prism. Send from the monster zone to grave, pay 500 life points to target a face of monster you control, equip it to it, gains 1,000 attack during damage step only. Whenever attacking or is attacked. Very interesting. Fabled Raven. Let's return, discard any number of cards. And if you do, this card gains 1 level and 400 attack for each discarded card until the end of the turn. It's a level 2 tuner, so it does have some use. Fabled Cerberus, if it's ever discarded to graveyard, special summon it. Zephyros the Elite. Basically bounce back a face-up card you controlled, special summon it from grave, once per duel, and then you just take 400 damage when you do. Nice tech choice. Necro Gardna, being able to negate an attack as a quick effect by banishing from grave. Decent one of. It's mostly outclassed these days, but I still think it's kind of cool looking at least. Hey, what's going on, Meta Bros? Thanks for jumping by. Much appreciated. Just jumping through the structure decks before we get into Light of Destruction, so definitely will be diving into some pulls very soon. Realm of Light. I forgot they had a field spell. Very cool looking. Each time a card is sent from deck to grave, place a shine counter on this card. All Lightsworn monsters gain 100 for each counter. Be destroyed by card effect, remove 2 counters from it instead. Interesting. Solar Recharge, Charge of the Brigade, Monster Reincarnation, very nice. Foolish Burial, Glorious Illusion, Barrier, Vanquishing Light, Beckoning Light, discard your entire hand, then for each card you discard to the graveyard, add a light monster from graveyard to hand. Skill Successor, target face a monster control, it gains 400 attack till the end of the turn. During your turn, except it was sent from the grave, banish it to target a face of monster you control, gets 800 attack. This kind of breakthrough skill kind of works the same way, but negating monster effects. Do it on the field and then turn it wasn't sent to grave, banish it to then, again, target and negate face-up card on the field. definitely one to consider running as well. So basically, get these two open as well. And then we'll put those into the deck. Just start probably grabbing 3 ofs of everything, and then from there, we'll whittle down and kind of downsize whoever we're using. We are using a 60 card deck as Grass That's Greener is back to 1. So this is like the perfect time to get into the Lightsworn. It's just milling out cards from deck to grave is fantastic. Put those over here. All our little playmats over here. There's Orcus. All right, time for the main event. Light of Destruction. Kind of cool this got reprinted. Hopefully we see other sets in a similar fashion. I think getting a reprint of Duelist Genesis would be cool. All right, box number 1. 4 9-card packs. Very good. There we go. There. Very nice. Probably just go ahead and open all the boxes here. Hopefully get something good out of this. I didn't look up the card list recently from the set, so not really sure what's in here, but that kind of does make some of the surprise. Let me know what kind of I think we still have ghost rares in these sets, so let me know what the chase cards or what sort of high rarity stuff people are looking to pull. Yeah, funny we had the, coincidentally, the yellow deck box, which happens to match kind of the color scheme of the Realm of Light structure deck, so funny way that all kind of synced up together. Go. Box number 4. Nothing really else in here, it looks like. Oh. I didn't realize this. They have a little Neuron app. Advertisement. Very funny. Obviously, it wouldn't be the same packaging from all the way back in 2008, but still would have been kind of cool to see what stuff they were showcasing. All right, we have an absurd amount of packs. Let's dive right into it. Obviously, Honest is in here and probably a good amount of Lightsworn stuff. I think he's a ghost rare, so that's cool. We won't do, I don't know what the pack trick will be like for these 9 cards, so we'll just open the first one as like a test and then do the pack trick from there. Cup of Ace, very nice. Dice Try. Negates any spell, trap, or monster effect that includes a die roll. Very cool. Hero Mask, very nice. Dread Servant. Oh yeah, for Clock Tower Prison. Woo! Divine Knight Ishark. Any monster this card destroys by battle is removed from play. Oh, they don't have a problem-solving card text. Interesting. Quick Charger. Oh, there are frogs. I was wondering if frogs were in this set. Looks like we got some Battery Man support as well, but Unifrog, D Fortune, and Goblin Recon Squad. Very cool looking. Do have our sleeves over here. Very interesting. One, two, three, four. I think it's 4 cards to the back. Level Tuning. Basically just reduces all levels of all monsters you control by 1 until the end phase. Lightsworn Paladin. Wetlands, very nice. Cloudian Storm Dragon. Demise of the Land. Arcanophore 7, the Chariot. Oh, Arcanophore stuff. That's cool. Deformation. Sanguine Swamp. What? If you control any other spell or trap cards, destroy this card. Face down spell and traps can't be activated. Destroy this card during your second standby phase after activation. Interesting. Hero Blast. Nice rare. I didn't realize that card was that old. For some reason I thought Hero Blast was kind of newer, but still. Pretty cool. Sanguine Swamp. Might have to make use of that. That's kind of interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Lady in White. So we're getting some of our Skull Servant stuff. Arcana Call. Batteryman Charger. Quick Charger. Hero Mask. Portable Battery Pack. Dread Servant. Space Gift. And Vanquishing Light. It's a nice super rare. Very nice rarity bump there. One, 2, 3, 4. Unifrog. Mystical Cards of Light. Cannot use one of your spell and trap zones. During your draw phase, control another Mystical Cards of Light. You can draw 2 cards instead of 1 for your normal draw. Interesting. Gareth Lightsworn Warrior. Golden Bamboo Sword. If you have a bamboo equip, draw 2 cards. Arcanophore 0, the Fool. Nice tribute engine, can't be destroyed by battle. Raging Cloudian, terrifying. Arcanophore 3, the Empress. Hero Mask. Simorgh, Bird of Ancestry. I actually need this card for a deck. Both players tribute summon wind monsters for 1 less tribute. If you tribute summon this card by tributing only wind monsters, return up to 2 cards your opponent controls to the hand. It is treated as a normal monster while in the hand. That's purely so Wind Effigy has a normal summon target. As it can be treated as 2 tributes for a wind normal monster, of which this is the only... There is one other, but it's a match-winning card, so can't really be used in duels, but I think it's Leonardo's Skyship. It's like Leonardo's Silver Skyship, something along those lines, but it's a Pendulum match-winning card, excuse me. That is technically a normal monster that you could normal summon. But there you go. Kind of surprised they didn't just make like generic high-level wind monsters. How are you going to build it? Chaos Shaddoll, Skull Servant's Grass is the one I'm going for. Using the grass route. Got to take advantage now that it's greener. Never knew there was a... I think I've heard of Skull Servant Lightsworn, but never knew there was a Lightsworn Shaddoll variant. That's kind of cool. I have seen the Skull Servant one many years ago. I don't know if I'm able to find that profile, but it was kind of interesting. Limit Reverse, it's a nice, essentially, Call of the Haunted for low attack monsters. If that monster changes defense position, destroy it. And this card. It's a nice little tech choice for YuGiOh, so you can just change its battle position, pop it, and then get a... What's the other? It's YuGiOh. Terra Incarnate is the second one. You could just go out into Terra Incarnate that way. Interplanetary Invader A. It's like the first alien card they announced. Jane, Realm of Light. The Moon. Makes little tokens. Spell Gear. Very shiny. Demise of the Land. Summon Limit. Whoa. That's how old this card is. Terrifying. And then a nice rare Golden Ladybug. Very cool. I'll put Hero's Blast in there. There you go. So there are pulls at the end. Obviously, Summon Limit is banned currently, but still pretty cool. So many ways to play. Yeah, that's the nice part about being an old archetype is there aren't really any restrictions. So you can pretty much just go wild with any sort of graveyard-focused variant that you want to incorporate. Obviously, Skull Servants will take the most advantage of, along with Grass being back, just so King of the Skull Servant has ridiculous amount of attack once he hits the field. Rainbow Gravity. Goblin Recon Squad. Graganith. Lightsworn Paladin. Sanguine. Cup of Ace. Volcanic Queen. Very nice. Dice Try. Ribbon of Rebirth. Equip monsters destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. Special summon to your field during the end phase. Okay, that's cool. Nice little recovery there. One, two, three, four. Cloudy and Storm Dragon. Realm of Light. Unifrog. Defortune. The Magician. Chariot. Deformation. Space Gift. Froggy Force Field. Activate only when the face of frog monster you control, except frog. The jam is selected as an attack target. Destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Very interesting. Very cool looking, though. Nice little protective barrier for your frogs. 2, 3, 4. Level tuning. Battery Man Microcell. Invader A, gain control of a monster that battles this face-up attack position monster at the end of the battle phase. Doesn't have any attack, so hopefully you're running, what is it, Spirit Barrier to protect yourself. Defortune. The Lovers, nice for tribute summoning. Spell Gear. The Emperor, probably one of the coolest looking ones in my opinion. The Moon. And Angel 07, we got a nice secret rare. When it's tribute summoned, gains the following effect. The effects of effect monsters cannot be activated. Very nice. Very good boss monster. Not expecting a secret there. That's really cool. One, two, three, four. Tour of Doom. During your opponent's standby phase, toss a coin. Heads, your opponent cannot normal or flip summon this turn. Tails, you cannot normal or flip summon during your next turn. Very terrifying. Storm Dragon, Unifrog, Bamboo Sword, Spell Gear, Hero Mask, Lucky Chance, cool. Dice Try, Super Ancient Dino Beast, excuse me, shooting a laser. Tribute summoned by an attack position by attributing a dinosaur monster. When a dinosaur monster is special summoned from the grave, draw one card. So it's like a card of safe return, but for dinosaurs. Very cool. Definitely like that it's easy to summon as well. Jason always liked Arcana Force the Chariot. Yeah, that one has another really nice design and just effect, being able to swipe away monsters. It's like a nice YuGiOh Guardian for the time. Jason also mentioned, sometimes I forget Lightsworns are a GX deck. Yeah, that's true. A lot of wild stuff going on in the GX era, but Battery Man Microcell, kind of forget that as well. Arcana Call, Invader A, Rainbow Gravity, Portable Battery Pack, Demise of the Land, Dread Servant, Volcanic Queen, and another Divine Knight, Ishzark. Oops. Very nice. I think one of the OCG structure decks, a lot of their cards got imported, I think, in this set. So we should see some stuff such as like some Air Knight Parshath support. I think that's what Ishzark and 07 are from. Although Angel 07 might be from YuGiOh R. I gotta check when that came out. I know a couple of OCG structure decks that we never got. Their cards just got imported into main sets. So I'm wondering if this one did have some of those. Limited Reverse, Tour of Doom, Graganith, Golden Bamboo Sword, Volcanic Queen, Summon Limit, Cross Porter, nice little searcher for your Neospatians, the Chariot, another Froggy Force Field. Very cool. Haven't found the Honest yet. Although he does come in the Realm of Light structure deck, so technically we do have him. Just not the ghost variety. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jane Paladin, Arcana Call, Charger, Wetlands, Miracle Flipper. Interesting. Gladiator Lash. Lucky Chance, Cross Porter, and Glorious Illusion. Very nice. GX had some cool decks. Six Samurai, Lightsworns, Dark World. Definitely had a lot of iconic decks from back in that era. I kind of always associated Six Samurai more with 5Ds just because when Storm of Ragnarok hit, that deck went to a pretty ridiculous height with all the easy summoning of the legendary Six Samurai, and then the Shien synchro was wild. So that was always cool. Definitely Lightsworn and Dark Worlds for sure. For me, I always associated GX with stuff like Cyber Dragons, Armed Dragons, Ojamas, and then obviously Elemental Heroes. There's some pretty cool other stuff too, like some of the frog stuff was interesting. Realm of Light, Golden Bamboo Sword, Rainbow Gravity, Crystal Beast, especially Ancient Gears. What was that? Ancient Millennium was the set they debuted in. Garroth, Lightsworn Warrior, Volcanic Queen, the Empress, Portable Battery Pack, Cup of Ace, and Light of Redemption. Pay 800 life points to add one of your removed from play light monsters to hand. Might work with Twilight Sworns to some capacity. Recover some of those banished cards if you really need them. Four. Arcana Call, Tour of Doom, Microcell, Invader A, the Magician, the Emperor, Space Gift, Summon Limit, Solar Recharge. It's a nice ultra rare there. Nice Pot of Greed for your Lightsworns. That's really cool. One, two, three, four. Battery Man Charger, Level Tuning, Limit Reverse, Reversal of Fate, Sanguine Swamp. I think we got a playset now, which is actually kind of nice. Might want to experiment with that against trap focused builds. Would you ever do a deck building stream? You're building a deck with chat, we have Lestat on call, and we build a certain deck from scratch. I have somewhat considered that. The thing is that would require us to... It could work. I just have to get all my containers with all the binders, bulk, and then existing deck boxes, and we could build it from scratch from there. Hopefully it's just one chat chooses that we have a lot of cards of, just so we can get kind of a formula going, and then from there, we would just lay out a small list of stuff we would need that's outstanding from the deck, but definitely something we're considering. There is one archetype that we just don't have any of the cards collected yet that we're going to use a couple structure decks as a base. And then on stream, we would just kind of showcase what we do have collected and then what's missing. So kind of do have that idea, just a different approach from my end, but something we'll consider. Gladiator Lash, Dread Servant, the Empress, and Substitute. It's the old school one. Woo. Tribute a monster to special summon a frog from deck, except Frog the Jam. Frog monsters can't be destroyed by battle. Except Frog the Jam. That can be destroyed by battle. Absolutely attack into your Frog the Jam. Back from the ban list, which is nice. Surprised they didn't give it a once per turn at all. Especially considering stuff such as Ronin Totem. I think a few other cards got in trouble for exactly not having once per turn effects, so. Light Spiral. Each time a card is sent from deck to grave by the effect of a Lightsworn monster, remove from play the top card of your opponent's deck. Interesting. That might be beneficial to them as well, but could also be obnoxious, especially if you make Time Thief Redoer and the top of their deck is just getting ripped away or attached or banished. Level Tuning. Unifrog. Wetlands. Summon Limit. Queen. The Moon. The Empress. And Temperance. It's also a nice Karibo card where you can just discard it to reduce battle damage to 0. When it's summoned, heads, all battle damage you take is halved. Tails, all battle damage your opponent takes is halved. Maybe we'll stack and do it when he's free. Possibly. I'd have to consult him first. I don't want to put him on the fly, be like, hey, we're building a deck. It's also happening soon. I have to go around his schedule, but definitely something to consider. Golden Bamboo Sword, Arcana Call, Lightsworn Paladin, Microcell Empress, Dread Servant, Hero Mask, Demise of the Land, activate only when your opponent special summons a monster, select a field spell from deck and activate it. It's actually not a bad idea. If you really want to get access to your field spells immediately, or just so you, when your turn comes around, you're ready to go. Something to consider. Glorious Illusion. Very good. Only got 3 packs left. Anything could happen here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Realm of Light, Wetlands, Lightsworn Paladin, Rainbow Gravity, Deformation, Emperor, Demise of the Land, The Fool, and the Froggy Force Field. That's a full playset of that. Very nice. 2 packs to go. Let's hopefully get one more holo at least before the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way we can end on a high note. Mystical Cards of Light. If we get a full playset, might be interesting. Probably not something to tech in, but still be kind of cool. Batteryman Charger. Lady in White. Reversal of Fate. Demise of the Land. Raging Cloudian. The Empress. The Chariot. Jinzo Lord. Oh, that's cool. Oh, we asked for a holo and we got one. Cannot be special summoned except by sending one face-up Jinzo you control to the graveyard. Trap cards can't be activated. Negate the effects of all face-up trap cards on the field. Once per turn, you can destroy all face-up trap cards, inflicting 300 damage to your opponent for each one. I thought about experimenting with that in like a true Draco build, where you just have your floodgates out on the field, you're tributing out, making your Jinzo, special summon your Lord, and then pop your opponent's face-up traps, but also yours for some burn. Probably, it's a bit minuscule of burn damage, but still kind of cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something to consider at least. Unifrog, Gareth, Lightsworn Warrior, Defortune, Limit Reverse, Arcana Force 7, the Chariot, the Raging Cloudian, Cross Porter, Summon Limit, an Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. Wow, that's actually a nice way to end off this. I forgot you were in Light of Destruction. That's really cool. And an Ultra. Ancient Gear Golem plus 2 Ancient Gear monsters. Can't be special summoned except by Fusion Summon. Oh yeah, before problem solving card text. So this just says piercing damage. And if it attacks, your opponent can't activate spells or traps until the end of the damage step. If it's destroyed, special summon 1 Ancient Gear Golem from graveyard, ignoring summoning conditions. Very cool. Very terrifying. Love the art of Jinzo Lord. Definitely really cool looking for sure. Alright, here's our giant stack of commons. Probably sort those a bit later. We'll go over the Ultras, Supers, and Secrets, and then a quick run through on the rares. Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, Jinzo Lord, Solar Recharge, Light of Redemption, Divine Knight Ishzark, Super Ancient Dino Beast, our only secret, Angel 07. Really cool though. Really like how he really sparkles from the light coming from above. It's kind of nice. Vanquishing Light, and another Ishzark. For our rares, we have Froggy Force Field, Glorious Illusion, Temperance, Substitute, another Illusion, Force Field. Got 3 of them. Ribbon of Rebirth, Hero Blast, Golden Ladybug, and some more Bird of Ancestry. Very cool. Very nice. Whew. Get all the other Lightsworn stuff out of here, but that pretty much will be a wrap for today's Lightsworn Light of Destruction stream. We'll definitely get to work on organizing all the Lightsworns, and then we'll post an update once we have a lot of the stuff kind of narrowed down and what cards we need. Obviously, I need to grab a bunch of Left Arm Offerings, and obviously a copy of That Grass Looks Greener. We'll definitely get that done later on, and then our next live stream probably won't be for a couple weeks. I'll try and grab some of the Megatins from this year We'll basically do a stream doing those as is tradition for our yearly Mega Tint openings. So I'll grab between a handful of them. Not sure how many, but we'll try and grab a bunch so we can make a little show out of it. So get some quarter century secret rares and some shiny cards as always. But in any case, thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next time.